I said, man, I want to bring up this gentleman here. He is the master servant here with Seacret. He's the one that really started everything. Right? He's a legend, living legend in this business. And, you know, one thing about Tim Herr, you guys, is that when I was introduced to Seacret, before I even got introduced to Seacret, meaning I've heard about it. I've heard about Seacret through our network of friends. And I heard about Seacret and what they're doing and how fast they were growing. And they told me Tim Herr was part of that. And I knew, hearing his name and putting his name on Seacret, I knew that we're going to be taken care of. Robert Kiyosaki talks about you got to have people that will cover you, that get your back. This guy has a blanket of success that he's definitely going to cover you tonight. He's going to grace you with some information, right? With this information for you guys, for you to become a success. So I can't say enough. This guy's helped me out tremendously, myself and my family, and some of you guys in this room today. You know, we're indebted with his gracious, you know, his gratitude, you know, and he's always willing to work and help every single one of you out. You know what I mean? He works tirelessly. I've seen him work, man, from sun up to sundown, from 8 to faint. I mean, I'm talking about this guy is a success-making machine. And for those that get the privilege to work with him side by side, you know what I'm talking about. Success tends to rub off on people that hang around with successful people. And I couldn't think of a better person to introduce, to tell you about why Seacret. With that being said, you guys, I want you guys to get out of your seat. I want you guys to clap, right? And yell from the top of your lungs, Mr. Tim Herr!
Come on, come on.
Wow, everybody's fired up. What a group, man. What a group here tonight in Orange County. We've got a lot of great information to cover tonight that for a lot of you, it's going to be really the most life-changing training that you've ever gotten a chance to take part in. But before we dive into that information, the first step is obviously tonight getting a chance to get that training by Christian Rosario. I know a lot of you right now that are brand new are thinking to yourself, hey, look, you know what? Man, I'm so glad I came here today so I could get a chance to gather that information, gather those insights. Christian Rosario is a true legend, a true champion. Got a chance to work with him about 18 years ago. We were in trainings just like this. And, you know, he was my, you know, I was fortunate enough to get a chance to sit right next to him, and we would just sit there and take notes, and to watch this gentleman transform into becoming one of the legends in the industry and having so much success here in Seacret, but also around the globe. It's interesting as I travel to other markets, he's one of the most important things that you hear all the time is, man, that team MIH, these guys are doing amazing things. And it's because of his ability to understand social media, his ability to understand marketing. And today we got a chance to truly capture some information tonight from a gentleman that's making it happen. So with that being said, put your hands together one more time for Christian Rosario. Wow. Wow, this group's, this is a fired up group, man. I'm like, wow, you know, what a group. Well, real quickly, I'm just going to share with you a little bit about my background. I'm not going to get too much into it, but about in February 1596, about 18 years ago, I got introduced to this industry. I was working at a go-kart track in Irvine. You know, right down the street. I actually worked on turn 6 for Thunder Road. So my assignment was pretty simple. I held a sign up that said no bumping, and I used to wear this orange vest. And the worst part about it, people was asking me, what was the worst thing about boomers? And it's hard to really identify one thing that you just go, wow, that was the thing that was just terrible the most. But one at the top of the list was the fact they never washed those orange vests. Do you guys see that? So they would be like, if you had the day shift, like the morning shift, they would already be crusty from the night before. And if you worked the afternoon shift, they would be wet. Do you guys see that? From the morning morning shift. So it was a gross job, and I wanted something more. I don't know if you've ever felt like that before, where you're like, man, is this it? Is there something more out there? That's how I felt. You know, I was looking into my future. I was a little bit nervous, a little bit scared. A lot of you know my background. I came from a poor family. My dad ran away from home as a little kid, right? My mom never had any income. So we grew up on a lot of government programs. And, you know, growing up as poor as we were, I really thought that, you know what, that, hey, you know, if I could just be happy, that's all I really wanted. I didn't even want to become wealthy. You know, people always ask me, like, man, you know, to become, you know, to be able to achieve the success you're able to achieve and to make the type of money must be exciting. But for me, it's like, it's not even about the money, because there's so much, it's just excess. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny, like people come up to you, it's like, oh my God, don't you want to get to $500,000 a month? And when it's like, I mean, you could. There's. Whether you have $30 million in the bank or you have $40 million in the bank, the extra $10 million is not going to make you any more happy. There just comes a point where you don't have to worry anymore, and that's what's cool about this industry. But my passion is not now about seeing how much money I can make. It's about how many success stories I can create. Yes. I love to watch people grow, and I love to watch people transform their life. I mean, it's like a passion of mine. I love to develop people. I mean, it's almost like an addiction. You know, I just love watching people transform into becoming leaders and to watching them grow. You know, and it's not just in this business. It's in every area of my life. You know, before this training tonight, Christian and I were over at the football field. You know, him and I coach my son's football team. You know, and you know, we were over there with these kids, you know, teaching and training them and developing them and bringing out the best in them. And it just feels good to bring out the best in people, because the fact of the matter is we've all got greatness within us. Everybody right now, you've got to have the ability to be able to recognize, hey, look, you know what? I've got greatness within me. I've got skills. I've got talents. I've got abilities that are inside of me. And guess what? In order for me to untap that potential that I've got for myself, you know, it starts off by you know, association. You know, my mentor taught me, and I talked a little bit about this with some of the leaders this week. It's a lot of your success going to be determined by your associations in life. Prime example is what? You know, my mentor taught me, he's like, Tim, some people you have to limit your associations with. He said, Tim, some people you can be around a few hours, but not a few days. Some people you can be around a few days, but not a few weeks. So he goes, you have to be able to be aware of the people that you're around. And you have to ask yourself, hey, look, you know what do they got me doing? What do they got me, you know, where do they got me going? What do they got me becoming? The people I'm around. And I'm not saying the people that you're around is right or wrong. You have to be able to be the judge of that. But my mentor said, hey, Tim, you've got to take a look. You got to take a look. He said, you have to ask yourself, you know, the people that I'm around, do I need to limit my associations with some of these people because they're driving me down the wrong path? And he said, some people, you've got to disassociate. You just can't be around them, because you know if you're around them, good things aren't going to happen for you. You know, they're not taking you in the right direction. And then my mentor taught me, he says, Tim, if you want to become successful, you have to have something called expanded association. So he said the first is called limited, second is called dis. So you have limited association, disassociation. And he said, Tim, the third is expanded association. And he goes, that's getting around a voice of value and staying for a while and paying attention and learning and growing. And I realized at a young age that I was in the presence of somebody that had a heightened level of awareness. Because a lot of times you'll meet somebody that might be wealthy, but they don't have the willingness to share with you what it is they know. They don't have the heart. They don't have the compassion. You know, like right now, we live in Southern California here. So there's a lot of people that have a lot of money here. It's not like there's a shortage of wealthy people in Southern California. They're all around us. So if you went down and started knocking on the doors of all the millionaires in Orange County and started asking them, hey, would you teach me what you know? Would you teach me what you know? I think many of us would discover the fact that a lot of millionaires aren't willing to share with us what is it they know. Yeah. They don't have that willingness. And then some of them that might be willing might lack the capacity. I think everybody would agree with that. Sometimes you'll meet somebody that will be like, yeah, let me, you know, tell you how to become wealthy, and then they start confusing you. You guys, you know, you're just like, whoa, I'm confused. See, I was fortunate when I was 17 years old in high school, and I met this millionaire. I was lucky enough to find somebody that had the willingness to share with me what is it they know. That was one. But number two, I also had a mentor that had the capacity and ability to share with me what is it he knew. And I was just obviously smart enough to pay attention. I didn't question, I didn't debate, I didn't discuss, I just did what he told me to do. And I didn't just do a little bit. He said make a list of whatever, I would do more. If he said take notes, challenge yourself to take notes, I would take more notes than everybody else that's there. Some of you tonight are going to walk out of here and you're going to take 20 pages of notes. Some of you are going to take 2 pages of notes. And some of you are going to sit here and you're just going to go, like, like who is this zoo animal? You know what I mean? Right? You know, like I'm like a polar bear, you know, like riding a tricycle or something. It's like, so I think the biggest thing that I would ask you to do is to look at your life right now. We're going to talk about Seacret, but I think a lot of us need to look right now at where we are right now and ask ourselves a very, important question. Where do I want to be? Because right now, I think it's year, what, 2013? So it's pretty safe to say that year 2023 is going to show up. Is that safe to say? Hope no one gets offended tonight by me saying, hey, look, 2023 is going to show up. Some of the Mayans were like, no, dude, it's not. Remember those guys? And I think for them, time did run out. So, but I don't think you have to look at the calendar and say, oh, pretty safe to say that, whether you like 2023 or you don't like it, it's going to be hard to avoid. Would you guys agree with that? You can't rip my mentor said, Tim, you can't rip a month off a calendar because you don't like that month. He goes, that still month's going to show up. So the key is to look at it and ask yourself right now, is 10 years from now, 5 years from now, what do you want to have? What do you want to do? What do you want to see? What do you want to be? And once you realize, hey, look, I want a better quality of life. I want to have more freedom. I want to have more independence. I want to be able to help more people out. I want to be able to become financially independent or economic freedom, economic independence. What is it that you want? And once you identify what it is that you want, you have to ask yourself a very important question, is how are you going to do it? And for me, that was what I was lacking. I didn't lack the ambition. And when you would have saw me at Boomers, you would have said, this guy looks lazy. It wasn't that I was lazy. See, I discovered the fact that there aren't humans that are lazy. And I asked someone, like, no, I know a guy that's lazy. Like, I tried to pick him up to bring him here and he didn't want to come. Like that. Let me tell you something. People aren't lazy. They just lack motivation. That's all it is. People are just unmotivated. And sometimes they have to look at their future and find out, hey, look, you know what? What do I want to have? What do you want to do? What do I want to see? What do I want to be? And if you can fire somebody up, motivate them, some people have that desire. Some of you tonight, man, you get involved in the business and right away you start to achieve success because you've got that desire. And some people, desire waits and it creeps and it's just sleeping. And you never know when that awakening might be. When that desire just wakes up. And there's enough desire for some people to last a lifetime. Somebody like Christian Mazzari, when he came to the first meeting, when he was working at the Cinnabon Bakery, and he was the dough boy. He had that desire already there. He was already ready to change his life. Some of you today, you come here and you're a little skeptical, a little negative, a little doubtful, a little hopeful, whatever it might be. But you've got it. You've got what it takes. You've got what it takes to win. You've got what it takes to transform your life. You've got what it takes to follow the proven plan of action. So it's not like you lack the ability. You could do it. But it's not about, guess what, can or can't. It's about will or won't. Yep. You're either will or you won't. Continue to make the right choices. Tonight you came here, you made the right choice. And some of you barely made it. It wasn't easy. You had a lot of challenges. Some of you had some incredible obstacles. But the biggest obstacle, and really the only challenge you have, is a person that sits in your chair, who wears your clothes, who thinks your thoughts. That's really the only challenge you have. And once you can learn to, guess what? Take control of your life, take charge of your life, take charge of yourself, it's pretty easy to become successful. Because you just got to set up those disciplines. So here's the bottom line is this. Myself, I was lucky, met a mentor. I was poor until I got involved in this industry, found a mentor, got around him as much as I could. And I'd learn. Every time he would do a training, or he'd do a conference call, or he'd do a meeting, I was always there, paying attention and learning. Tonight, some of you guys are going to capture a lot of great information. Just recognize the fact that there's nothing tonight that I'm going to share with you that I made up myself. Everything that's going to come tonight is not coming from me, it's just coming through me. Because I had some incredible mentors. See, I'm smart enough to be aware of the fact that anyone right now, tonight, that's in this room, they would have had the same set of circumstances happen to them that happened to me, would have the same, if not better results. Everyone that's here would have the same results I've been able to achieve or better results. if you had the same set of circumstances happen to you that happened to me. I was just fortunate enough to find somebody that was willing to share, and I was just smart enough to pay attention. So tonight you've got to be asking yourself, what is this topic? Why Seacret? What is it all about? Well, tonight we're going to be sharing with you some information. Challenge yourself to capture the information. Challenge yourself to step up. Challenge yourself to get committed. Challenge yourself to say, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to get after it. I'm ready to step up. I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to go all out massive action. And I'm going to decide today that this is it. I'm going to decide right now that this is my time, that this is my chance. This is my chance to do something special. Right now is my time to do something great. I'm not going to say I was there at the beginning. I saw this thing at the beginning. I'm not somebody that was just going to say, man, I was there and saw it. And I knew that some of the people that became wealthy with that opportunity. And my friend's got this big house. I mean, this crazy lifestyle. You want to be able to say, see that? That's mine. I was able to achieve it because I was in the right place at the right time and took the right action. Do you guys see that? That's what it's about. That's where we are right now. So we're going to dive into this information. Obviously by now you can see that, one of the most powerful things that we've got that are available to us is the fact that we have an unbelievable system. We have one of the most amazing systems, guess what? There is. Our secret system, it's unmatched. Let's face it. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening. A lot of you know Seacret University, Why Secrets this week. Tonight, like you got a chance earlier to hear from Christian Rosario, you will get one of these cards tonight on your way out. You'll notice the fact that the leaders always carry them in their pockets. And the reason why is because a lot of the leaders are smart. They understand that, hey, look, you know what? People don't want to follow people that aren't following the system. People don't want to get involved in business with people that are wandering generalities. People want to get involved in business with people that are meaningful specifics. And how you become a meaningful specific is you set out to accomplish something. And the first thing you should accomplish is not how much money you make in Seacret, it's what you become. It's what you become in the process of what you want. It's a skill set and the mindset that you're going to adopt by getting around people that are going in a positive direction. That's the power. Let's talk about what's happening. Why Seacret? Let's jump into this. First thing we have to look at what's happening in America today. This is for your notes. This is for your notes. First thing is for your notes is 16.6% of eligible workers currently are either out of work or guess what? They're underemployed. Wow. So this is for your notes. This is what's happening right now in America. Okay? It's according to this study in Time Magazine, also according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Right now, for your notes, 65% of Americans earn $39,000 a year. See, look, why are we talking about this? What's going on right now? Before you can understand why Seacret's such a valuable vehicle for you, the first thing you got to do is take a look at what's happening around you. What's happening right now? What's going on in this day and age? Right now, here's what's happening. 65% of Americans earn $39,000 a year. Guess what? For your notes, only 56%. Only 56% of 2010 college graduates were able to find work. A lot of you probably have kids in college, or some of you right now might actually be in college. See, we have some young professionals that we invited tonight. Here's the thing you have to look at, is whether you're in college right now or your kid's in college, here's what's happening right now in America. It's quite interesting. There's a lot of people right now that are saying, hey, look, you know what? What's happening with job security? I think people are starting to find out that you can't even put those two words together anymore. Why? Because people are starting to discover the most insecure thing there is job security. They're starting to call it job insecurity. You ever notice that? So that's what's happening right now. Let me give you some more American dream. The thing is, mainly for a lot of you that are building international markets with us, when you go into these other countries, you find out, hey, look, you know what? People around the globe are hurting. People talk about, the economy in America, the challenges in America. But we're doing pretty good. As I travel the world next weekend, I'm going to be in Dominican Republic. Wow. And I didn't even know anything about it. I'm like researching it. We're going to some resort, the Hard Rock Cafe Resort. And when I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow, this is going to be pretty cool. I didn't know how cool it was going to be. I didn't even look at it until today. And my wife's pointing this stuff out to me. She's like, do you know that it's connected to Haiti? It's kind of there's a lot of challenges after that, the hurricane or whatever it was, the earthquake that gave, you know, that country some challenges. You look at where we are right now in America. I mean, we're blessed. We're blessed to be in this country. But what's happening to this American dream that everybody talks about? Every 3 months, free notes, every 3 months, 250,000 new families in America enter into foreclosure. Every month, right? Every 250,000 new families enter into foreclosure. This is powerful. One child in every classroom in America is at risk of losing his or her home because their parents are unable to pay their mortgage. That's what's happening right now in America. Think about that. One child, man, in every classroom in America is at risk of losing his or her home because their parents can't pay the mortgage. American dream. The average credit card debt per household is $15,799. The average credit card debt per household is $15,799. The average household in America is almost $16,000 in debt. Some of you are like, I don't have a lot of money. Well, if you've got anything more than 15,000 negative, you only have $5. Perfect. You know what I mean? Like you're killing it, you know? Smashing it. There's a lot of people that are envious of you. So tonight, I'm just going to warn everybody, if you've never heard me speak before, I intend to have a lot of fun. A lot of times people criticize me, oh my God, that guy Tim has too much fun. So I apologize in advance for being so happy, you know. But with these things that are happening right here, and knowing that, hey, look, you know what, I'm in the ark, you know. I'm in the ark. There was floods that were coming back in the days, and this guy Noah was smart enough to build an ark. 6 years ago, Isaac Ben-Shabbat started a company kind of building an ark. I call Seacret Isaac's ark. Do you guys see that? It's an economic one, but you know, you look at what's happening in Newsweek, right? We are all broke now. This one right here, Business Week, how Wall Street ate the economy. This one's terrible. You got Uncle Sam writing on some dude, and he's all like bound and gagged, and he's putting money in front of him, and it says, it's the next problem, big government. You look at the Economist, man, look at the front cover of this. It's like America in some type of a tornado situation. So when you look at what's happening in Newsweek and Business Week and Economist, all these types of publication, everybody keeps saying the same thing. America's having challenges. America's having challenges. But what's interesting is I run into people, it's like, well, you know, this economy. It's like people that I know that are friends of mine. They're like, they complain about the economy. And I'm like, when was the economy good? And they're like, oh, 2001. Like, if memory serves me right, you were broke then too. You know what I mean? It's like, I hate to be rude, but you didn't have any money back then either, bro. You know what I mean? You're still broke. Nothing has changed for you, okay? But you hear people blame the economy. And usually when people point a finger at something else, they have three fingers pointing back at the real problem. Economy, to me, is an opportunity. You know, when it's raining, it's easy to promote umbrellas. So this information tonight that I'm sharing is based on a survey of consumer payment choice, Federal Reserve Bank of Boston 2010, based on information from the Mortgage Bankers Association. So it's kind of interesting what's happening. But when you look at it, you have to say, okay, well, what's the answer? What do you do? Today, some of you got a chance to see that clip from Robert Kiyosaki in his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and his book, The Business of the 21st Century, in his book, The Cash Flow Quadrant. He talks about how there's a four quadrants. He talks about how there's one quadrant, he calls it the E quadrant. So if you can imagine like a T shape right here, and in the upper left corner, put an E. For that means that you have a job, you're an employee. And then you have a B, or excuse me, an S right below that. So the top left is what? E. That means you have a job, a J-O-B, a J-O-B, right? And then right below that you have the S, which is a self-employed person. That means that you own a job. Have you ever seen that guy? You're like going to their place, and they're like always there. In order to make money, they have to work. That means they bought a job. You guys ever seen that guy? You gotta go. They're everywhere, man. Just go to a little place, and you'll see like somebody that's like a Subway owner or something like that, and you can tell who owns it because they're serious. Everyone else is like, "Hey, what's up?" You know? You go in there, and there's guys. Some dude like runs out. How can I help you? You're like, "Oh my God, this guy's so stressed." I thought, "Give me a hug." You know what I mean? I just came in here to hug you, bro, because he looks stressed, dude. Because he bought a job, right? You spend $600,000 to buy a job. You know what I mean? You're kind of stressed out. So here's the E, employee. S is self-employed. That means that you own a job. That's whenever you have, basically, in order for you to make money, you've got to be there. Okay? And then you got your B. So on the top left is E. Right below the E is the what? S. On the top right is what? B, which means business owner. This is where you own a system that makes you money. That's the deal. When you have a business that just keeps spitting out money, regardless of whether you're here or you're in Hawaii or you're in the Dominican Republic or wherever you are, no matter what sand your toes are tickling in, this money just keeps coming in. Do you guys see how smart that is? That's a system, right? It means a good thing for you, right? That's a B, big business. I like what Robert Kiyosaki says. He goes, wealthy people build networks, everybody else just looks for work. It's kind of interesting, right? Then you got right below your B, in your last quadrant here is your investor. That's where your money works for you. So here's how it works. E, employee, you have a job. S is kind of like a small business owner, right? That's a self-employed person. They own a job. Then you got your B on the other side of the quadrant. B is when you own a system that generates you money, and then I is when your money goes to work to make you more what? Money. That's the deal. So if your money's not making you money, then you're wasting your money. If your time's not making you money, then you're wasting your time. Most people, they just waste their time and they waste their money. See that? If you invest your time and you invest your money, you get a better return. It's kind of obvious. It's kind of hard to debate it. It's kind of be like, nah, dude, I don't agree with that. I think if you waste your time and you waste your money, that's good. No one's going to say that. Would you agree with that? So the stuff I'm sharing with you is just information that was taught to me when I sat in your seats, and I learned from my mentor who taught me this information. I'm just basically sharing it with you. So obviously by now you can agree, nobody would disagree. This is where you want to get started. A lot of people in America don't have a lot of money. We talked about earlier, the average credit card debt in America today is $15,000 plus. So a lot of people don't have a lot of money to invest to be able to make more what? Money. So what they need to do is they need to invest their time in building a system that will generate them what? Money. That's why you'll have people get started in the business, or people will take a look at it and be like, hey, this is different. That's what we're looking for, by the way. I don't know if you notice what's going on in America or not. You don't want this. But you know how people are, right? People conform. Would you guys agree with that? Yes. Right? Conformity, man. They just want to, the opposite of cowardice isn't, the opposite of courage isn't cowardice, it's conformity. It's just doing what everybody else is doing and not knowing why you're doing it. You don't want to conform. You want to become wealthy. How do you become wealthy? You use your brain. You start to think, hey, if I continue on this track, what's the best thing that can happen? How long would I have to work at Boomers to make a 6-figure monthly income? Seriously, like, how many hours would I have to work? Do you guys get that? Double overtime. I have to pick up some shifts. Would you guys agree with that? It's hard to generate $100,000 a month there because it's not available. Let me ask you this question. How positive of an attitude must you have to walk into Starbucks and get them to get you a piece of a pizza? Do you agree, right? You got to be pretty positive, right? Because they don't offer it. See, most people, what they want is not available what they're doing. And that's why most people are unhappy. That's why most marriages end in divorce. That's why most people are on, Prozac and all these types of drugs and stuff, because they're unhappy. They're unhappy because they're not going in the direction of their dreams. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to be happy if you're trying to get to Sacramento and you're on the 5 North. Do you guys see that? I mean, on 5 South, and you're just speeding down the 5 South at a rapid rate, and it says San Diego, next exit. It says, welcome to Mexico. You're like, damn, where the hell is Sacramento? You know what I mean? It's like, you're not even going that way, bro. You get bummed out. Would you guys agree? So that's how most people are. But when you stop and you tell them, they get all upset at you. So don't point it out to people. Like when I got involved in network marketing, I sat down and I started explaining some of this stuff that my mentor was teaching me to my teacher, Miss Mitchell. She wasn't inspired by the new information. Does that make sense? People, the last thing people want is to look in the mirror. Do you guys see that? The last thing people want to do is look at the reality. It hurts, man, because they're like running into a wall. You ever seen somebody run into a wall? We were in Hawaii a couple weeks ago, right? For spring break, and my 6-year-old, he got all jacked out of his mind, and he's like, I'm so excited, I can't wait. He just he ran right into this, like our sliding doors, like so cleanly. Ah! I'm like, don't worry. Don't worry. I'll teach you. Well, I'll teach you what my mentor taught me so you don't have to live the rest of your life like that. You know what I mean? Because most people, that's all they do. When I used to live in Hawaii back when I was 20, we had it was like the perfect breeze. A lot of you that have been in Hawaii or lived in Hawaii before, you know, it's like always perfect. It's kind of like being in this business. And what happens is like, we used to keep we lived in this penthouse and we'd keep one side open and then, you know, the other side, and the breeze would just come through and it's like perfect. And one day, like, this window was open and this other window was shut, and there's this bug trying to break through. And I'm like, whoa, look at this. And my wife's like, dude, like, stop being stupid. You know what I mean? Like, why are you looking at a bug trying to break through glass? I'm like, no, it's awesome. And there's like a fly, it's like, and I'm like all entertained, and like for like a little, like cheering him on. You can do it, bro. You know what I mean? He's like, trying to motivate him, right? And he's like, and I'm like, damn, this guy's aggressive, dude. And then all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, the fly's dead on the windowsill. And I'm like, oh, dude, that's a bummer for him. But that's how most people are in life, right? They're like, try harder, try harder, try harder, try harder, try harder, try harder, try harder. Let me get a second job. Let me work overtime. Let me work. I'm gonna pick up another job, right? It's like, dude, don't try harder, try smarter. Stop, right? Stop and go, whoa, that hurt. Let me try over here. You know what I mean? The other side was open. And I felt kind of like bad because I didn't point it out. Some of you are going to feel bad when you don't invite your friends out because they're just like, and some of you are going to like, your friends aren't going to get involved in the business because you didn't share it with them. Wow. And that's kind of how I felt about this poor fly. This fly is dead on the windowsill, and I feel all bad. I'm like, oh my God, I did that. I did that. Like literally, I felt so responsible because I could have just smacked it on its, you know, and just smacked it out the window, but instead he died. Because guess what? I didn't have enough compassion in my heart. Don't be that person in this business. You're going to have overwhelming amount of compassion. Share this business with everybody, man. Share it with everybody. And if someone's like, no, man, I like this. It's like, some people are like, you're gonna be puzzled. You're gonna be like, did you eat a bottle of stupid pills before? How many did you have? You know what I mean? Spit them out, right? How long has it been? Like, we need to get you some charcoal, you know what I mean, or something. Because ODing on dumb pills. It's like, but it's obvious. You see, but it's people's paradigms, right? They need to be shifted. You see what I'm saying? Some people, they've thought the wrong way for so long, and it's been passed on. Because like it's not like they're getting information from people that are lost. You see what I'm saying? If everybody you know is lost, and they're like, hey, it's over that way, and it's like, do you know? Like, have you been there? No, but probably that way. And everybody's giving advice, but they've never been there before. It's kind of hard to really give advice to someone, you know, and give you. Today, if I started saying, hey guys, we're going to train on how to speak Mandarin. Okay, Mandarin, Chinese is going to be taught today at the Seacret University. I'm not going to be very effective at sharing with you that information because I don't have that knowledge. Does that make sense? So most people in life, they'll just give you advice, but they don't know anything about it. So you have to take advice from people at good or what you want to get good at. My mentor told me, he's like, Tim, if you want to become successful, most of you know this already because you're successful. But for me, I wasn't. I was like sitting in your seats and I was all broke and I didn't know anything. And my mentor told me, he's like, Tim, if you want to become successful, find people that are successful. If we wanted to learn how to play hockey and Wayne Gretzky was going to coach us, it'd be a smart move for us to capture his information. Why? Because he's very good at playing hockey. If Tiger Woods was like, hey, I'm going to give you some lessons on golf, be valuable because he's good at golf. But if Tiger Woods was like, let me give you some relationship advice, you might want to be like, you know what, I'm going to take that information from someone else. Do you guys see that? So in life, you get around people that if you want to learn something, get somebody that knows it. Do you see that? It's not that hard to figure out. But some people, they believe people because they're so sincere. But realize that most people, are aware of the fact that you can be sincerely wrong. Wow. Do you guys get that? So a lot of people that were around me were giving me advice. Oh my God. And it was so sincere. I'm like, oh my God. But they were lost financially. Do you guys get that? Now, if I want to learn how to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich, I've got a lot of people that know how to do that. They can teach me. See what I'm saying? But if I don't know somebody knows how to make a peanut butter jelly sandwich, start giving me advice, I'm not going to take it. So you have to ask yourself, what do you want to have? What do you want to do? What do you want to see? What do you want to be? Get around somebody who can teach you how to do it and capture that information and then apply it in your life and you get the same result. It's not like magical, okay? So let's talk about it, okay? First thing I'm going to do is look at what's happening. So you have to say, okay, all right, direct sales, it makes sense. Obviously, I agree. Everybody agrees, somebody disagrees. Why is this the industry? Well, let's talk a little bit about it. Jeffrey Babner is a leading attorney on network marketing. He's got a book called Network Marketing, What You Need to Know. In his book, there's a couple facts today that I'm going to share with you that you're going to want to make sure you capture right now. But every week, every what? Every week, okay? And what happens is every week more than 55,000 people in the United States sign up as a network marketer. 400,000 people worldwide. Almost 500,000 people worldwide every week. You see what I'm saying? We got those numbers probably up. We've been having some pretty good weeks. Here's the deal. In excess of 10 million people in the United States alone. How many? 10 million. 10 million are distributors for network marketing companies. 1 in 10 households has a direct seller in it. Throughout the world, there are more than 40 million. Wow. 40 million network marketing distributors. Is that powerful? Yes. 40 million. So worldwide, 40 million. That's a grip. We got to get to work. Here's the deal. Direct selling is offered in more than 140 countries. Okay? Direct selling has grown more than 91% in the last 10 years. Wow. 91% in the last 10 years. And currently enjoys around 30 billion in the US and over 100 billion worldwide. Wow. $30 billion in sales, 100 billion worldwide. So why does direct selling make so much sense to so many people? Here's the deal. Number 6 for your notes, one of the fast growing industries is in fact direct selling. Yet, for your notes, less than 1% of the world's population is currently involved in direct selling. So even though it's smoking hot, still 99% of the people on the planet Earth have never even heard about it. Wow. 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 And a lot of people are out there, they're just going to their jobs. They're slaving away at a job, can't figure out why things don't work. Right? They're trying to make ends meet and the ends can't even see each other. You know, like they're like waving at each other. So here's the deal. Everybody by now can see clearly network marketing is exciting. Obviously, everybody knows Bill Clinton, former President Bill Clinton says direct sales industry promotes core values and around the globe gives people a chance to make the most of their lives. He's a raving fan. He's a raving fan of direct sales. A lot of you have probably seen the video. We should probably play that next week. Don't let me forget, Jay. Please. We got to play that video. I have the video of him promoting the industry. It's amazing what he has to say about it. Here's the British Prime Minister Tony Blair says direct sales is a tremendous contribution to the overall prosperity of the economy. Tony Blair, raving fan of direct sales. Warren Buffett, many of you know, Warren Buffett is the 3rd wealthiest person on this globe. The number 1 wealthiest investor on the planet Earth. So out of all the human beings, since the beginning of time, He's been able to accumulate the most amount of money as an investor. And he calls direct sales the best investment I ever made. When he bought, in 2002, when he bought a direct sales company called Pampered Chef. In that book, The Warren Buffett Way, he says that, he writes that in the foreword of that book. It says, direct sales is the best investment I ever made. So, Pampered Chef, everybody agrees, somebody disagrees, right? By now, it's easy to see. Somebody says, well, it doesn't matter what Warren Buffett says. My broke uncle said it's a bad idea. You know what I mean? It's like, all right. Well, let's see how he's doing. Let's compare his bank account to Warren Buffett's. And I think we'll be impressed by the amount of success he's been able to achieve. Warren Buffett, wow, how much money that guy's got. He's just got an overwhelming amount. Here's another billionaire that a lot of you may or may not like, but everybody knows. Donald Trump. Donald Trump recently said if I had to do it all over again, I'd get into network marketing. In 2009, Donald Trump started his own network marketing company called the Trump Network. So as we start to look at it, guess what we start to realize? Billionaires are fired up about what we're doing. Billionaires are the ones that always see things first, isn't it true? Yes. See what I'm saying? So what will happen in 10 years, it'll be self-evident. But the income's made whenever it's in that criticism stage. My mentor told me, everything goes through a curve. The first curve is called criticism. Then it goes to violent opposition, then it becomes self-evident. He said, Tim, let me give an example. He goes, the prime example would be what? It would be the DVD player. DVD player came out. People were like, oh, dude, DVD players, are you kidding me? Why? Because there was something called a laser disc that didn't work. There was what they call it, VHS, the videos. A lot of you probably remember those, right? The VHSs, right? You had to push fast forward and then stop, and then you play, right? It was VHSs, right? And then then they tried to start something called Laserdisc, and it flopped. And then they came out with DVDs, and it was a home run. But whenever the DVDs came out, people were like, oh my God, I'll never get one of those. So dumb. I've got my VHS collection, right? And then then it started to explode, people were like, oh my God, I can't even believe that people are actually buying those things. That is ridiculous. Then it became violent opposition. And then everybody's like, all right, I need to go get one of these. And then it's self-evident. Do you guys see it? So the income is made on the front end. But most people get involved, they don't want to become self-evident. Most people get involved in things after it happens, okay? So billionaires, they don't, though. They get involved in the beginning like where we are. Another billionaire that's fired up, passionate, enthusiastic, and excited is Richard Branson. Richard Branson, the Virgin mogul, right, owns the Virgin, what does he own? He owns the Virgin Cosmetics. He also owns Virgin Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Mobile, Virgin Megastore, Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic. This guy's taking people to outer space now. Sir Richard Branson in 1997 launched a network marketing company called Virgin Cosmetics, now called Be at Home. You guys see when I got involved, there wasn't a lot of billionaires in it. Now all the billionaires get in. Rich DeVos. Everybody knows Rich DeVos. 1991, Rich DeVos, the billionaire owner of the network marketing company called Amway, bought the Orlando Magic. Bought the basketball team in 91. Now they play basketball in the Amway Arena. Wow. I like this one, right? I know all the ladies do. David Beckham. That's what my wife calls him anyways. In 2007, right, a network marketing company called Herbalife and the LA Galaxy partnered up on a 5-year deal to become the official sponsor. They were on and then they scooped up this guy, David Beckham, and he came over and blew it out with them. They're doing well, I think, too. Here's another billionaire who's a fan of soccer, Jorge Verga. You guys like that, huh? My Spanish is not too good. I gotta make it like I gotta get good at it. But in '91, I'm working on it. With some help, it'll be perfected. George Varraga. This guy, he started a company called OmniLife, a network marketing company in Mexico. In 2002, he bought a soccer team called Chivas. Wow. Billionaire. But he was a distributor for Herbalife. And then, he was just a distributor for Herbalife, and he started his own company, and it blew up. Here's another one. I like this one because it's on the front USA Today money section. It's a good section to start reading. Okay, May 14, 2009, front page of the USA Today Money section read, "Want a recession-proof job? Think direct sales." Recession-proof. Think about how smart that is. No recession in our industry. That's actually, the worse the economy is, the better we do. July 24, 2011, Wall Street Journal wrote in an article, "Why now is the prime time for direct selling?" This article is about why in a bad economy, network marketing has always done extremely well. So this was in the Wall Street Journal, talking about, on the front, it says, "Why now is the prime time for direct sales?" And it was like, it's like beautiful because I was, you know, it's like being involved in this, like, the writing's all over the wall. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody agrees, somebody disagrees, except for people that aren't aware. The only way you wouldn't be is if you're not paying attention. And most people aren't paying attention. Why? Because they're too busy trying to make money to be able to, you know, to be able to sustain life. Because most people are $15,000 in debt. They're not looking around at how to become wealthy. We found it. We're here. How good is that? How beautiful. Paul Zane Pilzer, economic advisor for the last couple presidents, also an author. In that same July 24, 2011 Wall Street Journal article, there was an exclusive interview with Paul Zane Pilzer. Here it is right here. Here's the article. Unreal article, by the way. Really recommend you guys all read it. Paul Zane Pilzer, the author of The Next Millionaires, this is what he said. Direct sales is the solution. Direct sales is the solution for a shrinking job market. It's good to find the solution, isn't it true? How beautiful. We found the solution. We already got it. We're in on it. How cool is it? Like, we're in on this. Everybody else is like trying to figure out how to become wealthy, and we're like in there just digging and like getting gold nuggets. Digging for gold. It's like a beautiful situation. Here's another good one. This was in February 23rd, 2011, special article in the USA Today. A lot of you guys probably read this one. This one was pretty popular. This says why network marketing works. And it said, number one is job security. Okay, and in there, Robert Kiyosaki said, now working for traditional corporations has become the risky option. Working for a traditional company is a risky option now because of this economy. In the same article, it says, number two is make more money. So the U.S. Federal Reserve survey shows the average household's net worth for entrepreneurs is 5 times more than that of traditional employees. So would you rather be in a situation where your income's 5 times bigger than everybody else's? Yes. Obviously, by now, everybody can see clearly why it makes sense. Number 3 is freedom. When you're your own boss, you get to choose when you work, how you work, and with whom you work. You get to pick whom you work with. How beautiful is that? Number 4 for your notes, discover your hidden potential. Entrepreneurship is the business's beating heart, says Virgin mogul Richard Branson. Entrepreneurship isn't about capital, it's about ideas. How powerful is that? Richard Branson, guy's a genius when it comes to making money. Number 5 for your notes, second career. Speaking specifically of baby boomers, they want work that reflects their values and identities. They want to make a difference. Baby boomers want to make a difference. Trying to say, hey, look, you know what? I want to make a difference. Man, that's why everybody's getting involved in direct sales now more than ever before. Here's the deal. You're sharing, not selling. Very valuable information. You're selling, you're sharing, not selling. Meaning what? It turns out that direct sales may be the best way to sell goods in a developing world, says best-selling author Jim Cramer. Think about it. You're not selling anything. You're just sharing it.
Yes.
You're basically, all you're doing is sharing a secret. Do you see it? Kind of a no-brainer when you analyze it. You say to yourself, that makes sense. Here's number 7 for your notes. A life of a greater impact. When you're in business for yourself, you write your own history. Ooh. I'm about to lick my lips because that one's juicy. That was just like, damn, dude. That was like, damn. I felt like I was eating one of those, like a perfect apple, just all juicy. A life of a greater impact. When you're in business for yourself, you write your own history. You write your own success story. You write your own legacy. And most importantly, you write your own paycheck. Says Jeffrey Gitomer, the best-selling author. That guy's got a lot of good stuff. Here's the good news. We're in on this. Everybody's excited about this. Here's the 5-year plan. Okay, at a job. Year 1, at a job. Here's what it looks like. Anybody's ever had a job before knows. It looks like this. Work, work, check. Usually you'll work 2 weeks and get a check. So it's like work, work, check. And then after that it's work, work, check. And then after a year of staying consistent at your job, you'll start to discover the fact that it's now work, work, check. And then you're like, well, okay, I'm starting to get a hang of how this thing works. So you're like, man, I'm gonna get committed. So year 2 at your job, it looks like this: work, work, check. And then you stay consistent that entire second year. By the end of the second year, now you've realized that it's work, work, check. So you're like, all right, man, I'm starting to get the hang of this. Now, number 3, by the third year, if you didn't get fired, it's work, work, check. Work, work, check. Okay? By year 4, if your company didn't go out of business, right, and you still have a job, it's work, work, check. Work, work, check. Work, work, check. Now, by year 5, because you've been committed, because you've stayed focused, because you've followed society's plan, now you're getting a result that people start to realize is something that they started to see before. That's work, work, check. So after 10 years of staying focused and keeping your blinders on and working that corporate ladder, you're seeing it's work, work, check. Work, work, check. Now after 20 years, it's work, work, check. Work, work, check. But if you stay focused, after 30 years, it's work, work, check. Work, work, check. And after 50 years, if you stay alive long enough at a job, it's work, work, check. 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 You start to say, I think what happened is they bought my time wholesale and sold it retail. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's, by the time you recognize it, it might be too late. So it's work, work, check, work, work, check, work, work, check. That's typically how a job works. Nothing wrong with that, by the way, if that's what you're interested in. But when I got involved in direct sales, my mentor pointed out the fact that it's a little bit different. He said, when you get involved in direct sales, it's your own business. And when you're building your own business, it takes a little bit more time. You got to be a little bit more patient, but you got to have vision. You got to have vision. A lot of you know, right? And my favorite book of all time says, without vision, people perish. So you have to keep the vision. But I discovered the fact that where there is vision, people thrive. So what happens in our business, direct sales, network marketing, you're going to put a little bit more work in at the beginning. So your first 30 days, it might look like this: work, 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 check. Work, 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 check. And sometimes it goes, I don't know, man, the job thing's going better. So you keep your job, but you're building your own business. Yeah. See that? So you keep your daytime job. You work part-time on your fortune while you work, full-time on your job. And then what happens is you start to realize that after 60 days, it's now starting to look like this. Because you stayed focused. You came to the Seacret universities. You never missed a university. You stayed focused. Never missed a regional. Went to the national. Now it's like this: work, 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 check. Work, 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 check. Work, 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 check. You say, okay, I'm starting to see what's going on. 90 days staying focused. Not letting negative people, not being susceptible to the negative influence of other people. You stayed focused. Now it's work, work, check. Work, work, check. Work, work, check. Work, work, check. And you stay focused. You keep on keeping on. You fill out your Royale tracker that we have here tonight. Now you've hit Royale because you stayed focused. Now it's looking like this: work, check, work, check, work, check, work, check. You're starting to I like what's going on. So you keep on keeping on. You stay focused. You don't miss the university. Now you're going to the university for the 3rd time. Now it's starting to make sense to you because you stayed focused. You went after it. You made it happen. Now it's work, check, check, work, check, check, work, check, check, work, check, check. After a year of being consistently consistent and following the proven plan of action and not getting off track and staying focused, now it's check, check, work, check, 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 work, check, 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 work, check, 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 work. And after keep on keeping on, after 2 years, it's check, 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 work, check, 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 work, check, check. But then what happens? What happens? What happens? You keep on keeping on. Now it's check, 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 check. That's the difference. But it takes vision. It takes commitment. It takes being focused. It takes being dedicated. It takes locking arms and staying the course. But the good news is we'll be here for you every step of the way. So at your job, you might be just getting paid on your own personal efforts, but at Seacret, you might be getting paid on 5. And then by the second year, if you only duplicate that, now you got 25. You duplicate that, 125, 6, 25, 3, 2. So maybe by the end of 5 years, you're getting paid on 3,120 efforts. Wow. Is that smart? Yeah. Imagine how smart that would be. Let me ask you a question for your notes, and I want you to think about this. At a job after 5 years, you're getting paid on yourself. So you're getting paid on your own activities. So let's say that you're working 40 hours a week at a job. You're getting paid on how many hours? 40. Think, guys, if you're getting paid on your own personal hours, and you're working 40 hours, how many hours are you getting paid on? 40. 40 hours, but in Seacret, if you stay focused after a 5-year period, you build a team of 3,000 people. If they're all working 10 hours a week, how many hours are you getting paid on? Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Would you rather get paid on 30,000 hours or 40? 30,000. IQ test. Congratulations. You guys all passed. You know what I mean? I like what Jim Rohn said. Jim Rohn's a genius. He said, don't quit your job today. Work full-time on your job for your notes and work part-time on your fortune. Now watch how this works. So you say, okay, obviously direct sales makes sense. Why skincare? Major reason why? The baby boomers. If right now you and I had a time portal, everybody would be envious of us. Right? We go back to the future. Right? Go backwards. I check it out. No, for real. No, if we could go back in a time portal and we went back to 1945, you and I would want to get involved in something that pertained to babies. Why? Because all these babies are about to be born. World War II gets over. A bunch of guys haven't seen their wives for about 7 years. Boom, one thing leads to another, all these babies get born. It's kind of hard to figure out how that happened, but it did. Okay, so all these babies are born, right? Now, when these babies turn into their teens, guess how you and I would have made a lot of money? Food industry. Why? Because Burger King, Wendy's, Pizza, Domino's, McDonald's, all these companies exploded. Then the baby boomers became in their 20s. As soon as the baby boomers hit 20 years old, and they started buying cars, overnight, that industry hit $1 trillion in sales. $1 trillion in sales. But it took, guess what, almost 70 years. So guess what? GM, Chevrolet, Ford, Mercedes-Benz, all these companies exploded. Then the 80s, 90s, 2000s, anything that pertained to housing, whether it be Kaufman and Broad, right, Remax, Coldwell Banker, Tarbell, Home Depot, all these companies exploded. Why? Because when the baby boomers became in their 30s and 40s, they wanted to buy what? Houses. If you serve the masses, you live with the classes. If you serve the classes, you live with the masses. You just got to figure it out. It's not that hard. Makes so much sense. Then guess what? Right now, the first group of baby boomers last year turned 66 years old. Now, some of you in this room haven't yet reached 66 years old. But you have to have the foresight to ask yourself, when I am 66, would I be open-minded to look in 36? Wow. Yes. Welcome to the skincare industry. Yeah. You guys see how smart that is? Over $300 billion spent on skincare and beauty worldwide. For your notes, in 2009, over 90 million Americans purchased anti-aging products and procedures. 1/3 of the country. Guess what? The average American today spends $80 to $100 a month on their skincare and beauty products. Guess what? People simply want to look and feel young. Do you guys see that? Oh, you guys want it back again. Well, the good news is we've got it. $300 billion spent on skincare. 2009, 90 million Americans. Bottom line is what? It just makes sense, man. It's obvious. Why skincare? Because everyone's got skin? That's what I was like quick to point out when I got involved. They said, hey, isn't it true everybody's got skin, you know? And I've never heard anybody when like, oh, check out this wrinkle. This wrinkle just happened. Look at this thing. This thing's sick. Look at this. Look at this new wrinkle. Yes. You know what I mean? No one's like, oh, dude, check out this zit I got right here. Look at this. Oh, look at that thing. Look at that. Ah. No one's doing that. No one's doing that. Do people want to look better or worse? Better. No one's like walking around being like, no, some people probably do, like, damn, I look too good. You know what I mean? But here's the deal. Most of you in this room, obviously today, look in the mirror and you're like, damn, I look good. Here's the good news is, our products can lock that in. I look at the Orange County group and I say to myself, man, everybody in Orange County looks so damn good. The good news is, we can lock that beauty in long term with the Seacret products. No brainer. So why skincare? Why skincare? It's obvious. Okay? Look at the billion-dollar companies. Last year, Avon did 10.9 billion. Amway did 8.2 billion. Jafra did 3.1 billion. Herbalife did 2.4 billion. Mary Kay did 2.4 billion. Primerica did 2.3 billion. Tupperware did 2.2 billion. Forever Living did 2.1 billion. Oriflame did 1.6 billion. Natura Cosmetics did 1.5, and Nu Skin did 1.2. These are the companies that did all over $1 billion in sales. There's one common denominator that they all share, other than a company called Prime America, okay, is guess what? They all have skincare lines. Avon Cosmetics, Artistry for Amway, right? Jafra's, obviously, they have that. Nutrifusion, okay? All these companies, only company that doesn't is Prime America, and their payout is embarrassing. So it's not like these other companies, even if they have, you know, a 30% payout, they're paid out more money than than Prime America. Prime America is not paying out any money. So here's the good news. They do. I don't want to blast Prime America. You know what I mean? But it's, look, all I do is I share the truth. People are like, dude, don't talk smack about Prime America. I'm just telling the truth. It's not my fault that the truth hurts. You know what I'm saying? I didn't write the comp plan. You know what I mean? But if I did, right, I would get rid of some of the things they do, like the chargebacks. But here's the deal, guys. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, skincare is a no-brainer. Okay. So there's other companies in the network marketing space. Would you guys agree with that? So let's take a look at them, right? This is some of the multi-purpose and skincare products. You got Nu Skin, Cookie Lee, Avon, Nucerities, Arbonne, Tupperware, RX, Melaleuca, Nerium, Avon, Pampered Chef, Sensei, V at Home, Passion Products, Jeunesse, Nikin, Winalite, Party Light, Jafra, Amway, Mary Kay. What's going on? Well, these are some of the different skincare. Now, then you have your weight loss products and your vitamin companies, right? That's their main focus. You got companies like Shankly, Beachbody, Your Health, Herbalife, USANA, Isogenics, Nature Sunshine, OmniLife, Synergy, Vice Alice, Ciora, Juice Plus, NHT Global, formerly known as Lexus, now USANA, Manatech, Trump Networks. These are your vitamins, weight loss companies. That's primarily their main focus. And you have your nutritional beverage companies. You got your Goji, you got Asia, Sissel, Yoli, Enagic, Rev NRG, Jri, Vima, Kayani, Limu, BHIP, Pure 3X, Agile, Tishanoni, Univera, DrinkDag.com, Monavi, Zango, Xfuse, Evolve, Jri. These, and a lot of these are called the nutritional beverage companies. Then you got your chocolate, tea, and coffee companies. You got your Zajai, Rishigo, Organo Gold, Healthy Coffee, Gano XL, Dove Chocolate, Zija, Baracia, Magic Power Coffee, Javita, Organo Gold, Sunrider, Serenergy. Some of these are out of business. I need to revamp this training. Then you have your service or your money games. A lot of these are, they call them service companies, but they're really just money games. They come up with a service, so they don't get in too much trouble, but usually it doesn't work worldwide. You have companies like Legal Shield, Ignite, ACN. You got companies like Zamzu, Isaac, Prepaid Legal, Ambit. You got companies like GT Trends, Market America, Send Out Cards, Lightyear Alliance, Prime America, Envato, Fortune, High Tech Marketing. Those two are out of business. TVI Express out of business. Five Links, Talk Fusion, My Video Talk is almost out of business. Global Cash Card out of business. World Ventures, Adzu, GT Trends out of business. So a lot of these are the ones that don't make it that far. And then you have right here Cash Gifting Extreme. They're just basically service companies and money games, okay? So you have those types of companies. So you have to look at it and you go, okay, here they all are. You have to ask yourself, which one of these companies have first mover's advantage? Because you don't want to be involved in a company that has first mover's advantage. It's kind of like getting involved in the VCR industry right now. It's kind of a little bit too late. So what happens is you eliminate pretty much almost all the companies and you say, okay, well, you know what, there's not many companies left. Well, the companies that are left, you have to ask yourself this question here right now, is how many of them have wow factor products? You just go, okay, well, let's eliminate all those companies. And now you've realized that there aren't any companies left. You know what I'm saying? So you have to recognize what? Seacret is in a league, in a class all of their own. You don't have companies that have wow factor products to begin with in the industry, bar none. I mean, there are very few companies that have products that work instantly. Last night I was meeting with a buddy of mine that's in another network marketing company. He's in a juice company. And I'm like, look, bottom line is what? And you drink your juice, bro. I go, what happens after 30 days? Nothing. I go, let's try out my products. And I go, let me see your finger. And I'm like, done. Done. I go, you don't have to convince yourself that your fingernail looks better than the other one. You guys, Now here's the deal. I'm going to be upfront with you guys, man. Okay? I've been in network marketing. I've had some phenomenal training. Okay? I've been very fortunate. The fact is, most people can't sell stuff that doesn't sell itself. That's right. Why? Because I've got to future you, man. I've got to be like, all right, put this product on your face and you're going to look good in 30 days. It's like, you got to take somebody somewhere. You guys get that? I put my recover on and I just say, count to 60 50 times. And once you count to 60 15 times, guess what? Take the product off after 15 minutes and guess what happens? You can see it. How fast can you see it? Instantly. So I don't have to sit there and convince you. Why? I just got to put it on you and let you convince yourself. So you'll hear people like, oh, I tried one of those things before. No, you didn't. You tried a company that had some inferior products that didn't work instantly. So I take this vitamin. Now, if you keep taking that vitamin, in 90 days, you're going to feel good. You are a little chubby, if you haven't noticed lately. Drink this shake for 90 days and you're going to lose weight. You could drink a shake from McDonald's for 90 days and you'd lose weight. Okay? You drink some milk and you lose weight. That's all you drink. But what happens is, guess what? If I have to sit there and I've got to future you, man, I got to get you to go into the future and to see that. But see, if something works in 30 minutes, it'll network in 30 minutes. If something works in 5 minutes, it'll network in 5 minutes. If something works in 30 seconds, it'll network in 30 seconds. If something works in 90 days, it'll network in 90 days. Once you get results, you go, oh my God, and you tell somebody else about it. That's the reason why this works so good. Why? Because guess what? People ask me all the time, and people come to me like, dude, why are you guys growing so fast? Seriously, I get people all the time, why are you guys are growing so fast? I don't understand. Go here, put your products next to mine. Not me. I'm not going to say anything. You know what I mean? Let's just put our products next to each other. And let's go talk to a stranger. And let the stranger decide. Which one do they know for sure worked? I put the salt and oil scrub on someone's hands. They're not like, no, I don't feel the difference. Do you guys get that? They're like, damn, dude, my hands have never felt like this. Last time they felt this good was when I was a fetus. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like, dude, like, you can't even feel that good. It's like, you know, you're just like, damn. Our products destroy everybody else. You guys got to realize, man, you guys are part of something special. A lot of you, you've never been involved in this industry before. So you're involved and you're like, oh, this is great, this is great. But you've never been in something that's not any good. You haven't been in something. We should send you guys to some of these other companies' meetings. You come back crying, please stop punishing me. Do you guys get that? You guys see that? I was talking to a kid the other day who's an energy drink company. I'm like, dude, you're an energy drink company, bro. You have a very small market. Not everybody drinks energy drinks. Yeah. Not everybody drinks coffee. Not everybody drinks chocolate, but everybody's got skin. Would you guys agree with that? Yeah. It's not like, well, I don't have any skin. I'm just different, you know? My friends don't have skin. I don't know if I could do this, you know? No, I had a guy though, last night, the same guy saw me, he's like, but how do you get a guy to get involved in skincare? I just ask him, hey, have you eaten super pills lately? And if he says no, I say, this is going to make a lot of sense to you then. It's like, dude, everyone's got skin. When I got involved in Seacret, guys, I thought it was a makeup company. I'm like, the only thing I know about makeup is lipstick tastes good. You know what I'm saying? There's like, it's not makeup more on its skin. I don't even know the difference. And then I saw the products. I'm like, anybody can promote these. I'm like, I can get out of the network with these. It's not going to be all internal consumption. Most network marketing companies, the only people that are using the product are the actual agents or the distributors. There's not real products. Here we have more customers coming in than we do agents. That's right. Every single week, after week, after week, after week, after week. We have more preferred customers than new agents coming in. We smashing people, man. My buddy's in a juice company, he's like, oh, I can't get any preferred customers. Because the product doesn't work, dude. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but you drink your product, nothing happens. You touch our product, even if you're blind, you're like, dang, this works. You guys, how do you know? Here's how you know, man. Look, no, for real, guys. Like, it's for real. Look at the people that we have. We have 2 people about to hit the 6-figure ring that are deaf.
Wow.
That's gonna smash people, dude. I can't wait. I'm like cheering them on so much. It's like, I can't wait because, boom. You guys know, you guys have seen these guys crushing it. Crushing it. They're gonna smash everybody because you have some people like, I don't know if I can do it or not. And you're gonna see people just crushing it that are deaf, that are smashing people. Like that jacks me out of my mind. But in other companies, it's not gonna work like that because you have to sit there and verbally convince someone for a long time how this product's gonna make them look good or feel good or something like that on like a long time. Our products, you don't even have to say anything. Done. Done, dude. Seriously. All you gotta do is find a fingernail. Boom. Seriously. That's how it works. The less you say, the more money you make. Wow. It's too easy. All right, here we go. Here we go, guys. People always ask me, say, Tim, why Seacret? Why Seacret? And my answer is obvious. I'm like, look. Are you serious? I mean, what else is there? So you have demonstratable wow factor products and kits. Seriously, look at how the products work. You demonstrate, put them on, add skin, find a nail, buff it, boom, done, home run. Look at these.
Yes. Yes.
What do you got to do with this one? Anybody know?
Hair.
Add what?
Hair.
Dang, you guys already knew that one. I'm going to trick you with this one. Add a nail. You got to nail somebody. This is the mud mask. You guys know how you do this? Add an oily face. Yeah, that's snuck that one in there. Face room.
Face.
Add a face. This one's easy. Face room. Put on your feet. No. 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 Here, let me ask you this question. Anybody know? Look at there's more over here. Look what we found over here. Ooh. What do you do with this one? Add a wrinkle. Find a wrinkle. What do you do with this one? Find a dry face. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Product trainings next week. I don't want you guys to get become too successful. But here's, you guys make too much money too fast, okay? All you got to realize is we have products that do the heavy lifting for us. Most people in most companies, you've got to be really good to make money. You have to be able to open up your mouth and make money. Ours, you just have to be able to open up a jar and you make money. Do you guys see the difference? Agents don't have to give away the entire product to make sales. I'm not going to point out any companies in particular that's a direct tack on, but there's some companies you have to give away the product for 30 days in order to make sales. Ours, we just have to put a little bit on their face or put a little bit on their hands or put a little bit on their skin and boom, done. Historical Dead Sea healing properties and a story. You got to have a story. Why? Because some companies don't have what? A story. Some weirdos in a lab coat that are like, oh, check out this thing, and it's boring. Ours, we have Cleopatra. We got what? Queen Sheba. We got King Herod. We got everybody. Yep. We got Jesus. Yeah, Jesus. We got Jesus. Jesus was swimming in that bad dog. Moses, I think, was the Red Sea, but I'm sure he probably dipped in that bad boy too. But anyways. Proven brand. Here's the one that just, this is like I don't even like to say it because it's so embarrassing to everybody else. We have a proven brand that's done over now $800 million in sales. $800 million in sales already? Yeah. And now it's look at this, first time ever. First time in the history of the universe do you have the income potential of a brand new startup company, but you also at the same time have the stability and credibility of a $600 million giant. It's like, dude, you couldn't dream of something better than what we've got at Seacret. You couldn't even dream of it. You close your eyes, you could like really get into a deep sleep, and nothing that you could dream up would be better than what we got our hands on. How do I know? Guys, because I know. I know all these companies. These companies I talked about, I know them. I know the owners of those companies. I have most of their phone numbers in my phone right there. I know them. And what do I know about them? That most of those companies, it's embarrassing what they got. And I'm not trying to be mean because some of them are good people. They just have a junk product. They're like, all right, let's do a network marketing company. Okay, what can we mark up? Product. It's like, dude, we already had a company. We were smashing it in sales. Then we started getting manufactured by the world's largest skincare manufacturing company in the world, company that owns over 300 brands or something ridiculous like that. Giorgio Armani, Saint Laurent, all these big name brands. It's like a $26 billion a year company that the number 9 wealthiest person on the planet owns. Wow. Number 1 wealthiest female on the planet owns. And you look at it, you go to yourself, you say to yourself, that's special. So they said, we got to protect the brand. So let's take it off the kiosks, and guess what? Let's bring it in people's homes. And instead of having people salespeople smashing people, making them feel uncomfortable, because they're in a mall trying to dodge them, and they're like trying to catch them. You guys know what I'm talking about? You try to duck them. You're like, don't make eye contact, don't make eye contact, because they have like a tractor beam. You know what I'm saying? So we said, look, let's bring it in home and let friends tell friends about it, and look at what's going on. Right now, I mean, it's that, man. Proven track record. Obviously, manufactured by L'Oreal, okay? Yeah. Here it is, university training program. Our university training program alone makes everybody else look embarrassing. Seriously. Our university training alone, like you guys don't know because you're in on it and you're like, oh, this is great, but you've never been in these. Other trainings are just the same thing all the time that have no content, no information, and people are like, they want to like rip their eyes out. Seriously, I went to those trainings. I've got like so many notes on them. Low monthly cost for replenishment services. Low monthly cost on replenishment services. Think about it, man. People's average auto reorder, auto ships like a couple $100. Most companies. Ours, even for $50 a month, someone can be on auto reorder. And if you get 4, you pay no more. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's like, it's unbelievable how beautiful this is. I just want to dance right now because I'm in on it. Oh, you want a toe touch. You want it. You might get one. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We got to see what happens. New age comp plan. I'm not going to brag about the compensation plan, but I'm telling you right now that thing is a no-brainer. I mean, it's like, think about it, you guys. It's like ridiculous. We could probably pack the room with just ring earners in this company. Yes. After like 2 years, people that have already made over 100,000 in a 12-month period, we got so many of them. Let alone 7-figure money earners, let alone 500,000 and 250. Everybody's making so much money here, and we're in on this thing. Not only in internal consumption. Most network marketing companies, it's all internal consumption. Meaning what? Meaning the only people that are actually using the products are the distributors. There aren't any real customers. Every month, every week, we get more preferred customers than we do new agents. That's a fact. We get way more preferred customers than we do new agents. Why? Because our products are that good. Put the product on somebody and just smile, and that's done. Even if you don't smile, you can even look mad at them. They want to do it. It's a no-brainer. So we have distribution. We already have distribution centers all around the world, in Latin America, North America, Europe, Israel, in Asia, everywhere, man. We have a worldwide brand. Look how beautiful these are, by the way. These kiosks. We have these kiosks. These are all over the world. This one's in Japan, by the way. Argentina, Colombia. I mean, we have them all over the place. Look at these. We have these kiosks in over what? Over 600 plus countries. Wow. Look at these. At the malls. People know about it. It's a proven brand. Everybody loves it. This one's ridiculous. Look at this one. Looks like something. I don't even know. It looks like one of those like little horse fishes. What are they called? Seahorse, right? You guys, horse fishes. You guys know something? Those things are creepy, dude. Tell me those things aren't creepy. You ever seen a horse fish? I think they get eaten by whales. But they're kind of cool looking, but they're kind of creepy. But this thing looks like a you kind of get, I think when you walk by, you get hypnotized and you're like, oh, look at how beautiful it is. But our kiosks are like that though. It's embarrassing. Like when I went to the mall and I'm like, oh my God, I would feel the guy that works on this kiosk. You know what I mean? Because this, how bad is that guy? He's got like a cart, you know what I mean? And then we got like some like sick, like beautiful kiosks. So I was like, oh, dude, poor guys. Our kiosks are so clean. Next week is the products. How many of you, our kiosks are out of control. How many of you by now can understand clearly why Seacret is the best opportunity on the planet? If you do, say, I do. I do. It's obvious. You guys, it is obvious. You guys are champions. How many of you are fired up now more than ever before? Say, aye. I'm telling you guys, it's hard not to be excited, guys.